is Christmas Eve, and 80 people who live at the top of the world apartment complex near Clearwater are out of their homes for the holiday. A stubborn fire that started in a first-floor kitchen took off, catching residents and firefighters by surprise. News Channel 8's Peter Bernard was first to report on this fire, and he's live right now with an update. Peter?
Merry Christmas, Jen. Behind me is the burned out shell of 9 units here at the top of the world complex. You can see that behind me. And meanwhile, over to the left, there is a restoration crew that is boarding up some of the doors and windows out here. This fire started small, then grew to an out-of-control monster that went from floor to floor.
I was making Italian Christmas cookies.
First floor residents Emily and Charles DiStefano watched with dismay as firefighters battled a 3-alarm fire that just would not be extinguished. She tells me she put her holiday treats on the stove and dashed out for a quick 15-minute trip.
We went to the store. I'm sure I turned off the stove. But there was hot grease on the stove, so that might have been what the fire was about.
Firefighters thought they'd accomplished a 15-minute knockdown. Crews even began to prepare to leave and return to their stations.
The crews on scene believe they had the fire out. It got into a void space in the wall and went up to the 2nd and 3rd floors.
Flames returned with much more intensity, gutting most of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors. The Christmas Eve heat and humidity took its toll on a few firefighters who recuperated with oxygen and rest. The fire forced as many as 80 residents from their homes, including this couple from Poland.
We celebrate Christmas Eve. It's a special, very Christian way of celebrating. And we cannot celebrate our
You can celebrate being alive.
Yeah, we can celebrate that.
The 3-alarm fire brought crews from Dunedin, Palm Harbor, Safety Harbor, and Largo. They poured thousands of gallons of water on the fire. Sharon McCutcheon's biggest concern, her 10-year-old cat named Princess. Her ruined belongings aren't on her mind.
It's just stuff. Main thing is everybody's okay in all the condos, so that's what counts. And
the home where the fire started, like many of their neighbors, the couple lost everything.
And we weren't in there, so that's good, or asleep. Yeah. If it happened during the night, you know.
Good thing it didn't happen then. The final tally on this fire, the Red Cross is helping 8 people with temporary housing. The estimated damage total, about $420,000, not counting contents. Jen?
Oh, it's just so sad that it's happening right now of all times. Now, besides the homes that are gutted by the fire, I have to imagine there are others with water damage. That's usually the case in fires like this.
Exactly, Jan. I stood in this very spot and watched the firefighters put thousands and thousands of gallons of water on this fire. And there were times when they would stop, they'd see a flare-up, they'd put more water on the fire. So you have to know that water had to go somewhere. There's going to be some water damage in some of the other units as well.
And it's so warm, which means mold and mildew. What a nightmare. Peter Bernard live in Pinellas County for us tonight. Peter, thank you.
It is.